Good morning, ma'am. We are here to present our BA title, Understanding Wholesale Customer Behavior Through Factor Analysis and Cluster. I will share you our report. This makes you clear vision. Okay, so firstly, I will introduce our topic, the dataset from where we what it is contained. We worked on a wholesale customer dataset which contain annual spending data of customer across six product categories like fresh milk, groceries, frozen products, and detergents and papers. Each row represent one wholesale customer, and each column represent how much that customer spends in a product category. So instead of asking how much is total sales, we ask how do customer behave, which product is moved together, all customer are similar. Now we why we did study on this topic only. Wholesale business deals with retailers, supermarket, hotels, and restaurant. All of them buy differently. Yeah, if a company treats all customers the same, marketing become insufficient also, and inventory decisions become inaccurate. So our objective was to identify hidden spending patterns, to reduce complexity using factor analysis, to group similar customer using cluster analysis. So now I will tell you about uh, analytical approach. First step is data pre-processing. Checked for missing values, standardized variables because spending ranges after. For an example, grocery spending is much higher than delications. This ensures their comparison across variable. Now I will tell you about explanatory data analysis (EDA). We first try to understand the data visual and satisfactory mean spending variability relationship between product categories. This helped us to understand initial trends, but EDA alone was not sufficient. Step 3, by factor analysis. We have six correlated variables. Factor analysis help us reduce many variables into fewer meaningful dimensions, identify latent and hidden factors behind customer behavior. Now, I ask Abhijit to tell you about dashboard.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Abhijith Vijay. So I will be taking from dashboard analysis and business interpretation. So after understanding the dataset and overall analytical approach, I will now explain the dashboard based interpretation where we converted raw data into visual business insights. So in this section, we will focus on key performance indicators, category-wise performance, pricing, ratings, and sales relationships, and then strategic business implications. So um, now I will be starting with the performance summary. So like what we did and what it shows. So we created a dashboard to summarize key KPIs such as total sales, average price, average review score, total reviews, monthly sales. These KPIs give a high-level overview of business performance. Uh, so what we observed and what our interpretation are, total sales was around 6 million rupees, and this shows that the company has generated strong overall revenue across all category. Uh, and our interpretation is revenue is well distributed, meaning the company does not depend on a single product category. This diversification reduces financial risk and improves long-term stability. Then our second one was average product price. It was almost rupees 247. So products are largely priced in the mid-range segment. So our interpretation for average product price was the company is targeting the mass market, balancing affordability with acceptable profit margins. This pricing strategy helps attract a wide customer base while maintaining volume sales. Then our third was average review score, which we got around 3.03. It's a customer satisfaction levels are moderate. So our interpretation for that was customers are generally satisfied but not extremely happy. This indicates room for improvement in product quality and service experience. Then next is stable monthly sales. So in this, the sales remains constant across months. So our interpretation, it shows minimal seasonal dependency, stable demand, predictable revenue streams. Now I'm moving to category-wise sales analysis. So in this, we analyze total sales by product category using bar charts. So what we observed was top performing categories are books, toys, and sports, and lowest performing categories were home and kitchen. So in this, what our interpretation was is books, toys, and sports are the primary revenue contributors, indicating high market demand. And home and kitchen shows relatively lower sales, which may be due to lower customer awareness, pricing issues, and intense competition. This category has potential but requires strategic intervention. Now, the third is price and customer review score. So here we plotted a scatter chart comparing average product price and average customer review score. This helps us understand how price influences perceived quality. What we observed is higher price categories such as electronics and sports received better ratings, and lower price categories such as clothing and home and kitchen received lower ratings. So our interpretation here is customers associate higher price with better quality. This means the pricing strategy is largely aligned with customer expectations. From a business perspective, premium pricing is justified in high quality categories. Quality improvements are needed in lower price segments. Now, sales versus rating by category. It's a performance evaluation. So we compared category sales and average review scores. This helps to identify best performing and underperforming categories. So our observation was electronics, which had high sales and highest customer ratings. So interpretation is electronics is the best performing category, combining revenue and satisfaction. Then toys, high sales, but lowest was having the lowest ratings. So here our interpretation is there is a quality expectation gap. Customers are buying but not fully satisfied. And next is home and kitchen, which had lower sales and decent ratings. So then here the interpretation is customer acceptance exists, but sales are limited. With better marketing and promotions, this category can grow. Next is strategic insights and business recommendations. Based on the dashboard analysis, improve product quality in toys and clothing to raise ratings, then increase investment in electronics as it delivers both sales and satisfaction, enhance marketing and pricing strategies for home and kitchen, aim to raise overall customer satisfaction beyond 3.5 plus rating. So by this, I am concluding our overall dashboard reflects a balanced pricing strategy, diversified revenue model, stable sales performance. Our customer satisfaction improvement is essential for long-term growth. With this business level understanding, I will now hand over to Siddhi. She will be explaining the Python-based statistical analysis and customer segmentation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Siddhi Jain, and now that the dashboard level business interpretation is clear, I will take the presentation further by explaining the Python based statistical analysis, where we actually prove these insights mathematically using the data analytics techniques. This part focuses on correlation analysis, factor analysis, cluster modeling. All of these were done on the wholesale customer dataset using Python.
क्या हुआ?
बंद करना
हाँ बंद है
यार, ये आगे पीछे नहीं हो रहा है.
What? Not scrolling.
Not scrolling.
फोन में खोल ले. Why it's not
It
scrolling?
was scrolling 2 minutes ago.
I now it will scroll because
Okay, okay.
फोन खोल ले.
ठीक है, वो हो गया, बोल.
Start कर रहा हूँ.
Good morning, everyone. I am Siddhi Jain, and now that the dashboard level business interpretation is clear, I will talk about the present. I will take the presentation further by explaining the Python-based statistical analysis, where we actually prove these insights mathematically using data analytics techniques. This part focuses on correlation analysis, factor analysis, and cluster modeling. All of these were done on the wholesale customer dataset using Python. So coming to the correlation matrix, uh, it says what we had done and why we had done. So the first step in Python analysis was creating a correlation matrix. A correlation matrix helps us understand how strongly one product category is related to another and whether customers tend to buy certain products together. The variables included were fresh, milk, grocery, frozen, detergents and paper, and delicatessen. So we observed here is that the strong positive correlation were between grocery and detergent and paper and milk and grocery. This means customers who spend more on grocery items also tend to spend more on detergents and milk. So this clearly indicates household essentials buying behavior. Such customers are likely supermarkets, retailer stores, and wholesale buyers purchasing daily use items. So the weak correlation was seen between fresh and grocery and frozen and detergents. That suggests that fresh and frozen products are not bought by the same customers who buy household essentials in bulk. These products cater to a different customer segment such as hotels and restaurants. From the correlation matrix itself, we can already see that the customer's base is heterogeneous. They are distinct purchasing patterns. One uniform strategy will not work for all customers. Hence, it is justified moving towards factor analysis. So, the factor analysis showed how we reduced the data. We had six correlated variables, which makes interpretation complex. Factor analysis helps us reduce multiple variables into fewer latent variables, capture hidden behavior dimensions, and simplify customer analysis without losing meaning. So the step one was to test the suitability. Before applying the factor analysis, we conducted two statistical tests, that is the KMO test with value approximately 0.66. So this falls in the acceptable range, meaning variable shares sufficient common variance and factor analysis can be applied reliably. So Bartlett's test of sphericity shows that it is less than 0.05 than the p-value, and it confirms that the variables are significantly correlated and the correlation matrix is not an identity matrix. So factor analysis is statistically valid here. Now coming to the eigenvalues and the scree plot, we then analyzed the eigenvalues and plotted a scree plot, and we had seen that only two factors had eigenvalues greater than 1, and the scree plot showed a clear elbow after the second factor. As we can see in the graph, this is seen exactly what the interpretation has told. So it also says that two factors explain most of the variance and the additional factors add very little information. So we retained the two dominant factors. Now coming to the factor loadings, that is the Varimax rotation. After the rotation, we examined factor loadings, which show how strongly each variable is associated with a factor. So factor 1 showed household essentials, consumption, high loadings, grocery, milk, and detergents and paper. The factor represents routine household consumption, where customers buy daily essentials in bulk on a regular basis. Likely customer types are supermarkets, retail chains, and large wholesalers. Factor 2 showed fresh and premium food consumption, high loadings. So this factor represents quality focused and premium food consumption typical of hotels, restaurants, and catering services. So the key outcome of the factor analysis was using factor analysis, we successfully reduced six variables into two meaningful dimensions, clearly separated customer buying behavior, and created a strong foundation for clustering. Cluster analysis. Now we did the cluster analysis, and once we identified the main behavioral factors, the next step was to group customers with similar spending behavior and create actionable customer segments. We chose k-means clustering. Now coming to the elbow method, we chose K to plot the number of clusters and to show within cluster sum of squares, that is WCSS, and the point appeared as 3. They show three clusters giving optimal separation, and adding more clusters does not significantly improve accuracy. So we finalized three customer clusters. That is the cluster 0, low to moderate value buyers. This showed customers that are price sensitive, conservative, and small retail outlets. Cluster 1 showed fresh and premium buyers. This showed customers are more likely for hotels, restaurants, and catering services. And cluster 2 was for high value bulk buyers, that was very high spending on milk, grocery, and detergents, and bulk purchasing buyer. So these were likely in supermarkets, large wholesalers, and major revenue contribution. Now coming to the scatter plot validation, the scatter plot validation confirmed that clear separation between clusters was seen, distinct spending intensity was seen, and the effective clustering performance. So this validates the accuracy of a model. So to conclude the Python analysis, it proves that wholesale customers do not behave uniformly, and there are clear data-backed customer segments. By combining the correlation analysis, factor analysis, and k-means analysis, we transform the raw data into strategic business insights that helps businesses in designing targeted marketing strategies, optimize inventory planning, and improve profitability and customer satisfaction. Thank you.
Okay. In first, I have done a e-commerce sales analytics. So we have used these graphs, bar graphs and donut, scatter plot and everything. And I have added two slicers. That is, we can filter the filter by price range and filter by review score. Then moving to the second one, second page, it talks about e-commerce sales insights and the performances. So here I have added Ujjwal, can you go to the first one? Okay, and the first one, the filter by product category. Here we can, if I select books, it will be showing because books is our most sales, total sales, topping one. Okay, this is what we have done. Thank you.